I swear to God, men are so dramatic. Like, ridiculously, unnecessarily, absurdly dramatic about everything. I wasn't body shaming him. That's not what this was. I was just being honest. I was being real. I was saying what everyone else was probably thinking, but was too polite to say out loud. I mean, I look good now. Really good. I worked hard for this body. I earned this confidence. I put in the time and the effort, and the sweat and the tears. And everyone says couples should match each other's level. It's just common sense, right? If one person is putting in effort to look good and the other person isn't, that creates an imbalance. That creates a visual mismatch. That's just how the world works. And anyway, I'm a girl. It's normal for me to gain weight sometimes. It's hormones, it's water retention, it's bloating, it's my period, it's stress eating. It's all the things that women deal with that men don't have to think about. When I gain 5 pounds, it's biology. When he gains 30 pounds, it's choices. I only told him he should lose 30 pounds before I'd be seen with him because I care. Because I want him to be healthy. Because I want us to look good together. Because I was trying to motivate him the same way he motivated me. Because I thought honesty was better than letting him walk around, not realizing he'd let himself go. It was literally a joke. Just a joke. The kind of teasing couples do all the time. He knows how I joke. He knows my sense of humor. He knows I say things for effect, for laughs, to keep things light. He's never been sensitive about this stuff before. Why would he suddenly start now? My tone as I tell this story is annoyed, offended, confident, as if I didn't say something unforgivably cruel to the only person who ever truly helped me. As if I didn't take the one person who loved me unconditionally and throw his support back in his face. As if I have any right to be the wounded party here. I say all this while trying desperately not to cry, while fighting back the tears that keep threatening to fall when I remember what happened after. When I remember the look on his face. When I remember how cold his voice got. When I remember standing outside his apartment door with my stupid little overnight bag, realizing I'd destroyed the best thing in my life over a comment I thought was funny. But I can't let myself think about that yet. Can't let myself feel the full weight of what I did. So I keep talking. Keep justifying. Keep insisting I was right. Because if I'm not right, then what does that make me? Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And hit hype to boost this episode. Drop a comment below with your city or country. I'm always curious where viewers are joining from. Let me take you to the exact moment everything exploded, the moment that ended my relationship, the moment I learned that words can't be unsaid and damage can't always be undone. We're in his bedroom, our bedroom, I guess, since I'd been staying there most nights for the past 6 months. My stuff is scattered everywhere, makeup on the dresser, clothes in half his closet, my phone charger permanently plugged in by the bed. I've basically moved in without officially moving in. I'm standing in front of the full-length mirror taking selfies. I'd just finished my workout. Well, finished playing around on my phone at the gym for 45 minutes. Same thing. And I'm wearing my new athletic set, matching sports bra and leggings in this gorgeous sage green color that makes me look tan and fit and effortlessly healthy. I'm posing, turning to different angles, finding my best side, sucking in slightly even though I don't really need to anymore. Taking photo after photo, deleting the ones where my arm looks weird or my face looks off, keeping the ones where I look amazing. I can see him in the mirror's reflection. He's just walked into the room, showered and dressed, smiling that easy smile he always has. That smile that used to make my heart skip. That smile I've taken for granted for months now. Looking good, he says, and there's genuine warmth in his voice. Genuine appreciation. Where do you want to go for dinner? I was thinking that Thai place you like, or we could try that new Italian spot that just opened. I glance at him in the mirror. Really look at him for the first time in days. And I notice, that his shirt is fitting differently. tighter around the middle. His face looks rounder, his jawline less defined, and something inside me, something cruel and petty and mean, decides this is the perfect moment to say what I've been thinking for weeks. I wrinkle my nose. Actually wrinkle my nose like he's something distasteful, like he's something that offends my aesthetic sensibilities. And I say, with a little laugh, like this is playful teasing, "I'm not going out with you looking like that. Lose 30 pounds first, then I'll be seen next to you." I laugh again, because surely this is funny. Surely he'll laugh too. Surely he'll recognize this as the same kind of motivational pushing he used to give me when I was struggling. But he doesn't laugh. He doesn't smile. He doesn't play along. He just stands there, frozen, staring at me with an expression I've never seen on his face before. Something between hurt and anger and something else. Something final. The silence stretches. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds of complete, horrible silence where I start to realize I've made a terrible mistake. Then he says, very quietly, very calmly, "Get out." 2 words. That's all. Just 2 words that might as well be a death sentence. I freeze, stop posing, stop breathing, turn to look at him directly instead of through the mirror. "What?" He points at the door. His hand is steady. His face is expressionless. "You said you don't want to be seen with me. Perfect. Then don't. Get out." I was joking. Get out. He walks to the chair where I'd tossed my jacket earlier, picks it up, tosses it toward me. It lands at my feet. His movements are controlled, deliberate, cold, final. He's not yelling. He's not screaming. He's not getting emotional or dramatic or loud. And somehow that's worse. So much worse. Because yelling I could handle. Anger I could work with. But this cold, calm dismissal, this quiet finality. I don't know what to do with this. "Babe, come on." "Don't." He holds up a hand. "Don't babe me. Don't try to laugh it off. Don't pretend this was just a joke. You meant it. I know you meant it. And I'm done." "You're overreacting." "Am I? You just told me you're embarrassed to be seen with me. You just said I need to lose 30 pounds before I'm worthy of being your boyfriend in public. So I'm giving you what you want. A life where you don't have to be seen with me." I suddenly realize this isn't a moment of anger that will pass. This isn't a fight we'll get over. This isn't him being dramatic. This is him being done. Completely, utterly done. And I don't know how to fix it. Talalo, what Laura Lau, Hired Lloyd, let me back up. Let me explain how we got here. Let me tell you my version of events so you understand. I wasn't trying to be cruel. I insist I was just encouraging him, just motivating him, just giving him the same kind of honest feedback he used to give me, just trying to help him be his best self. But if I'm being completely honest, which I'm trying to avoid but can't entirely, I have to admit what I really said over the past few weeks. The comments that built up to this moment, the little cuts that added up to one big wound. Last Monday, we were watching TV on the couch. He was eating chips, just casually eating chips like it was no big deal. And I said, with this fake sweet voice, "Babe, you're looking soft." I said it like it was an observation, like it was helpful information he needed to know, like I was doing him a favor by pointing it out. He'd looked down at himself, then back at the TV, and didn't say anything. At the time, I thought he just didn't care. Now I realize he was probably processing, probably hurt. Wednesday, we were getting ready to meet my friends for drinks. He came out wearing jeans and a button-up shirt, looking perfectly nice and normal. And I said, checking my own reflection instead of looking at him, "People might think I settled." I said it under my breath. Quiet, but not quiet enough. He definitely heard. He definitely knew what I meant. He changed shirts, twice, trying to find something that would make me not embarrassed, trying to meet standards I kept raising. Friday, we were at the grocery store. He picked up a frozen pizza for dinner, and I made this disgusted face and said, It wouldn't kill you to eat a salad. He put the pizza back, got a salad, didn't say a word, just quietly adjusted his choices based on my judgment. Saturday morning, we were lying in bed, scrolling our phones, comfortable and lazy. And I said, still looking at Instagram instead of at him, couples should look good together, you know? Like they should match each other's energy, each other's level. The implication was clear. We don't match anymore. I've leveled up. You haven't. He got up and went for a run, came back sweaty and tired, and I thought, good, he's finally taking the hint. But it wasn't a hint. It was cruelty disguised as concern. And then there were the things I said to my friends, the things I thought he'd never hear, the things I said when I thought I was in a safe space to vent. We were at brunch, me and 3 of my girlfriends, and they were asking about my relationship. And I said, with this exasperated laugh, he's gaining weight, like, a lot. I can't be seen with that. They'd looked uncomfortable, exchanged glances. One of them tried to change the subject. But I kept going, kept complaining, kept making jokes at his expense. I worked so hard to get my body right. I'm not about to have a boyfriend who's letting himself go. Like, if I can do it, he can do it, right? They'd nodded politely, but nobody really laughed. Nobody thought it was as funny as I did. I keep claiming, even now, even knowing how this ends, that I didn't mean it, that it was girl humor, that he knows I joke like this, that everyone talks about their partners this way sometimes. But deep down, in that place I don't want to look, I know I meant every single word. I meant it when I said he was looking soft. I meant it when I implied I'd settled. I meant it when I told him to lose 30 pounds. I meant all of it, and he knew I meant it. That's why this wasn't just a misunderstanding. That's why he didn't laugh it off. That's why he told me to get out, because he finally realized I didn't see him as a partner anymore. I saw him as a project that had failed, as an accessory that no longer matched my aesthetic, as someone who'd become an embarrassment. And here's the part of the story I really don't want to tell, the part that makes me look terrible, the part that reveals just how hypocritical and cruel I really was. A year ago, just 1 year ago, I was the overweight one. Not just a little overweight, significantly overweight. 40 pounds heavier than I am now. Uncomfortable in my own skin, avoiding mirrors, hating photos, feeling like I was trapped in a body I didn't recognize. I hated how I looked, genuinely, deeply hated it. I would cry in fitting rooms when nothing fit right, when the size I thought I was turned out to be 2 sizes too small, when I'd catch my reflection in a store window and not recognize myself. I couldn't run without losing my breath after 30 seconds, couldn't walk upstairs without my thighs burning, couldn't keep up with my friends on hikes, couldn't do any of the active things I used to love because my body had become a cage. I was depressed, really depressed, the kind of depressed where you don't want to get out of bed, where you eat your feelings, where you order takeout every night because cooking feels like too much effort, where you cancel plans because you don't want anyone to see you. And he was the one who pulled me out of it. He was the one who cooked healthy meals, not by preaching or lecturing, just by quietly making dinner that happened to be nutritious. Grilled chicken and vegetables, salmon and quinoa, stir-fries loaded with colorful veggies, food that tasted good but also happened to be good for me. He was the one who suggested walks. Let's just get some air, he'd say. Let's just walk around the block. And those walks got longer. 5 minutes became 10. 10 became 20. 20 became an hour. And suddenly, I was moving my body without it feeling like punishment. He was the one who signed me up for the gym, paid for my membership when I said I couldn't afford it, came with me for the first month until I felt comfortable going alone, showed me how to use the machines, never made me feel stupid for not knowing, never made me feel embarrassed for starting at the lowest weights. He encouraged me without shaming, never once said, you need to lose weight, never once made me feel gross or unattractive. never once implied I was less than because of my size. Instead, he said things like, "I'm proud of you. You're getting stronger. I can see the difference. You're glowing. Keep going. You're doing amazing." He stayed up late cheering me on. When I'd text him after a workout, frustrated because the scale hadn't moved, he'd text back immediately. "The scale doesn't define you. How do you feel?" And I'd realize I felt better, stronger, more energetic, more like myself. He celebrated every pound I lost, not in a creepy, controlling way, just in a genuine, "I'm happy you're happy" way. When I'd excitedly tell him I'd lost another 5 pounds, he'd hug me and say, "That's my girl. I knew you could do it." He was patient. So patient. When I'd have setbacks, when I'd binge on pizza after a bad day, when I'd skip the gym for a week, when I'd gain back 3 pounds I'd worked hard to lose, he never judged, never scolded, just said, "Tomorrow's a new day. You've got this." He was supportive in every possible way. Emotionally, physically, mentally. He built me back up when I was falling apart. He believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. He loved me at my lowest point and helped me climb back to my highest. And now, a year later, 40 pounds lighter, confident and fit and feeling good in my skin, I repaid his kindness by telling him he's too fat to be seen with me. I say all this, when I force myself to remember it, like it's no big deal, like it's just background information, like it doesn't fundamentally change the entire context of what I did. "Well, yeah, he helped me lose weight," I'll say dismissively. "But it's different for girls. We get curves, we bloat, it's natural. We have so much more pressure on us to look good. Men don't understand." I genuinely believe my body struggles matter more than his. I genuinely believe my weight gain was understandable biology, while his weight gain is personal failure. I genuinely believe I deserved patience and support, while he deserves criticism and shame. The cognitive dissonance is stunning. The hypocrisy is breathtaking. The lack of self-awareness is almost impressive in how complete it is. But I don't see it, or I don't want to see it, or I can't let myself see it because seeing it would mean facing what I really am. So I keep insisting it's different, keep insisting my situation was special, keep insisting I had every right to say what I said, even though I know, deep down, I know that I'm wrong. Back to the bedroom. Back to the moment everything fell apart. Back to when I realized too late that I'd gone too far. After I said it, after I told him I wouldn't be seen with him until he lost 30 pounds, after his face went cold and he told me to get out, I thought maybe he was just having a moment, just being dramatic, just needing some time to cool off. I thought wrong. He doesn't argue, doesn't yell, doesn't engage with my protests. Instead, he walks to the dresser, opens the drawer where I keep some of my clothes, and he starts folding them, slowly, carefully, precisely, like he's got all the time in the world. My favorite sweatshirt, the oversized one I sleep in, folded neatly, my yoga pants, the black ones I practically live in, folded and set aside, my t-shirts, my underwear, my pajamas, everything I've accumulated here over months of basically living with him. He's packing my stuff, actually packing it. This isn't a metaphor. This is happening. "What are you doing?" My voice comes out too high, too panicked. He doesn't look at me, just keeps folding. His movements are methodical, calm, like he's completing a task, like he's already emotionally removed himself from the situation. He replies without emotion, without inflection, "Helping you not be seen with me." He places my folded sweatshirt into the small suitcase I keep under his bed for weekend trips. The suitcase that's been sitting there unused for months because I've just been staying here permanently. "Stop, this isn't funny." I'm moving toward him now, trying to grab his hands, trying to stop him from packing. He steps away from me, not violently, not dramatically, just away, creating distance, setting a boundary. And then he looks at me, really looks at me, the same way I looked at him in the mirror 15 minutes ago when I wrinkled my nose and made my cruel comment. His eyes are cold, assessing, like he's seeing me clearly for the first time, like whatever rose-colored filter he'd been viewing me through has finally shattered. You know what's not funny? His voice is quiet, but there's steel underneath. Telling the man who carried you through your darkest year that he's not good enough to stand beside you. The words hit like a physical blow, like he's punched me in the stomach. Because he's right, he's absolutely, devastatingly right. Telling the man who cooked you healthy meals because you couldn't bring yourself to care that he's too fat. Another punch, another truth I don't want to hear. Telling the man who encouraged you every single day without judgment that you're embarrassed to be seen with him. I can feel tears starting, hot and shameful behind my eyes. Telling the man who celebrated every small victory with you that he needs to lose 30 pounds before he's worthy of your public presence. My throat is tight. I can't speak, can't defend myself, can't explain away what I've done. You stood in that mirror, looking at yourself, loving how you look now, and you forgot that I'm the reason you got there. You forgot that a year ago you were sobbing in my arms because you felt worthless. You forgot that I told you every day that you were beautiful, that you were strong, that you could do it. He zips up the suitcase. The sound is final, definitive. And now that you've achieved your goals, now that you feel good about yourself, you look at me, and decide I'm the embarrassment, I'm the problem, I'm not good enough anymore. I open my mouth to protest, but nothing comes out because what can I say? How can I argue with the truth? I gained weight because I was taking care of you, because I was spending my time and energy making sure you were okay, because I was cooking for you instead of meal prepping for myself, because I was supporting you through your journey, and I forgot to focus on mine. Oh God, I never thought about that, never considered that his weight gain might be connected to his support of me, never realized that he sacrificed his own health to help me with mine. And you turned around and spit in my face for it. He picks up the suitcase, hands it to me. So no, this isn't funny. This isn't a joke. This isn't me being dramatic. This is me realizing that you're not the person I thought you were, and I deserve better than someone who treats kindness like weakness. I'm crying now, fully crying, mascara running, nose getting snotty, the ugly kind of crying where you can't pretend you're okay. I'm sorry, I choke out. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it, please. Yes, you did. You meant every word, and we both know it. He opens the bedroom door, gestures for me to leave. I don't move, can't move, don't want to accept that this is really happening. Please, I whisper. Can we talk about this? No. Just no. Flat, final. No room for negotiation. For the first time in our relationship, I feel genuine shame. Real, crushing, overwhelming shame that makes me want to disappear. That makes me realize I've become exactly the kind of person I used to hate. The kind of person who kicks others when they're down. The kind of person who forgets where they came from. But he's done. I can see it in his eyes. Can see that I've crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. Can see that I've broken something that can't be fixed with apologies. So I pick up my jacket from the floor where he threw it, pick up the suitcase, walk toward the bedroom door on shaky legs, and hope, desperately hope, that this is just temporary, that he'll cool down, that we can fix this tomorrow. But deep down, I know better. The walk from the bedroom to the front door feels like miles, like walking to my execution. Like every step is taking me further from the life I had and closer to consequences I'm not ready to face. He follows behind me, not touching me, not speaking, just present, making sure I actually leave. I reach the front door and turn back one last time, desperate to find the words that will fix this, The magic phrase that will undo the damage. The perfect apology that will make him realize I didn't mean it. But before I can speak, he does. I loved you when you were 40 pounds heavier. When you couldn't look at yourself in the mirror. When you were crying in fitting rooms. When you were at your absolute lowest. I loved you exactly as you were. His voice is still quiet, still controlled, but there's pain underneath now. Real pain. I never once, not once, told you that you needed to lose weight before I'd be seen with you. I never made you feel like you weren't good enough. I never implied you were an embarrassment. I'm sobbing now, full-on ugly sobbing, snot running, can barely breathe. I supported you because I loved you, not because I was ashamed of you, not because I needed you to change to be worthy, but because I wanted you to be happy, to feel good, to love yourself the way I loved you. He's standing 5 feet away from me, close enough to touch, but the distance feels like a canyon. And the second I gain a few pounds, the second I'm not perfect, you turn around and treat me the way you were terrified of being treated. You became the bully you were so afraid of. The truth of that hits me like a truck, because he's right. I did exactly what I was most afraid of. I became the person who makes others feel unworthy based on appearance. I became the villain of my own story. So yeah, I'm asking you to leave, not because I don't love you, but because I love myself. And I refuse to be in a relationship where someone is embarrassed to be seen with me, where someone thinks I need to lose 30 pounds to deserve their public presence, where someone treats me like a before photo that needs to become an after. He opens the front door. The night air rushes in, cold and unforgiving. You worked hard for your body. I'm proud of you for that. Really, but you forgot that having a good body doesn't give you the right to tear someone else down, especially not the someone who built you up. I'm standing in the doorway now, halfway in and halfway out, clinging to the last few moments. I was joking. I try one more time. He cuts me off, and his voice is sharp now, finally showing some emotion. No, a joke is something both people laugh at. This was just you being cruel, and trying to call it a joke afterward doesn't change what it was. Everyone talks about their partner's weight. Maybe, but not everyone's partner spent a year helping them through their own weight struggles. Not everyone's partner sacrificed their own health to support yours. Context matters. And in this context, what you said wasn't honesty. It was betrayal. He steps back inside his apartment, his hand on the door, ready to close it. Lose 30 pounds first, he says, his voice bitter now. Like it's that simple, like it's just a matter of willpower. Like you didn't spend months crying to me about how hard it was, about how you'd try and fail and try again, about how the scale wouldn't move, about how you wanted to give up. I remember those conversations, remember sobbing to him about every setback, remember him comforting me, encouraging me, telling me it was okay to struggle. I gave you grace, I gave you patience, I gave you unconditional support, and you gave me a 30-pound condition. He starts to close the door. Wait, where am I supposed to go? I ask, panic rising. Because I've been staying here for months, because my actual apartment is across town, because it's late and cold and I'm crying and I don't know what to do. Not my problem anymore, he says, and his voice is so cold, so distant, so unlike him that I finally understand. This is real. This is actually happening. This is the end. You don't want to be seen with me. Perfect. Problem solved. The door closes, not slammed, just closed, with a soft click that somehow sounds louder than any slam ever could. I hear the deadbolt slide into place. Then, the chain lock. Then nothing. Just me, standing outside in the hallway of his apartment building, holding my little suitcase like a refugee, mascara-stained and heartbroken, and finally, understanding what I've done. I press my hand against the door, like somehow I can will it to open, like somehow I can undo the last 30 minutes. I'm sorry, I whisper to the closed door. I'm so sorry. No response, just silence. I stand there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, hoping he'll open the door, hoping this is just a scare tactic, hoping we can still fix this. The door stays closed. Eventually, a neighbor walks by, sees me crying in the hallway, asks if I'm okay. I lie and say I'm fine, pick up my suitcase, walk to the elevator on shaky legs, call an Uber because I don't trust myself to drive, cry in the back seat while the driver pretends not to notice, go to my actual apartment that I've barely stayed in for half a year because I was always at his place. The apartment is cold, quiet, empty, exactly how I feel inside. I look at myself in the bathroom mirror, the same mirror where this all started, except this was at his place, and I was posing and feeling good about myself and destroying the best relationship I ever had. I look at my body in the mirror, the body I worked so hard for, the body I'm so proud of, the body that apparently matters more to me than the person who helped me get it, and I hate what I see. Not my physical appearance, but what's underneath, the ugliness that no amount of weight loss can fix, the cruelty that no gym membership can work out, the selfishness that no diet can cure. I'm exactly what he said I am, someone who became the bully I was afraid of, someone who forgot where I came from, someone who treated kindness like weakness, someone who needed someone to lose 30 pounds before being worthy of me, while I was 40 pounds heavier when he chose to love me. The irony is devastating. The hypocrisy is complete. The karma is perfect. I sit on my bathroom floor, cold tile against my legs, still in my cute workout clothes that I was so proud of, and I cry until I can't cry anymore. And I know, with horrible certainty, that I deserve this, every bit of it. Kala etran, and say, and afraid so, or 3 days pass. 3 days of me texting him, calling him, leaving voicemails that range from apologetic to desperate to angry and back to apologetic. He doesn't respond. Not once. I'm not even blocked. The messages show as delivered. He just doesn't answer. Radio silence. Complete radio silence. I try to go to his apartment. The doorman stops me. I'm sorry, miss. Mr. Patterson left instructions that you're not allowed up. The humiliation of that, being banned from the building, stings almost as much as everything else. I text his best friend. Can you please tell him I'm sorry, that I want to talk? His friend responds, he told me what happened. Honestly, I don't blame him. Leave him alone. Even his friends have taken his side. Even they think I'm the villain here. I call my own best friend, desperate for validation, desperate for someone to tell me I wasn't that bad, that he's overreacting, that this will blow over. So let me get this straight, she says after I tell her the story. The guy who spent a year helping you lose weight, who supported you through everything, who never once made you feel bad about yourself. You told him you wouldn't be seen with him unless he lost 30 pounds. It was a joke. That's not a joke. That's just mean. Like, genuinely mean. I don't even know what to say to you right now. You're supposed to be on my side. I'm supposed to be honest with you. And honestly, you messed up. Badly. I'd dump you too. She hangs up. Actually, hangs up on me. I'm losing everyone. Not just him. Everyone is seeing what I did and deciding I'm not worth defending. I post a vague story on Instagram. Sometimes people are too sensitive and can't take a joke. The responses are immediate and brutal. Girl, if you're talking about what I think you're talking about, you are the problem. Heard what you said to your boyfriend. Not cool. Imagine being mad that someone didn't like being body shamed. The audacity to play victim after what you did. Apparently, someone told the story. Apparently, people know. Apparently, I'm not getting the sympathy I was hoping for. I delete the story. But the damage is done. Day 5. I'm sitting in my apartment, scrolling through old photos of us. Photos from a year ago when I was heavier and he was thinner and we were happy. Photos of us on hikes I could barely complete, but he patiently waited for me. Photos of healthy meals he cooked. Photos of gym selfies he encouraged me to take to track my progress. Photos of someone who loved me unconditionally, and someone who learned to take that love for granted. My phone buzzes. A text. From him. Finally. My heart jumps. Maybe he's ready to talk. Maybe we can fix this. I open the message. I've been thinking about what you said, about needing to lose 30 pounds before you'd be seen with me. And you were right about one thing. I do need to lose weight, about 140 pounds to be specific, which is approximately what you weigh. Consider it done. My blood goes cold. 140 pounds. My weight. He's saying he needs to lose me. I type back immediately. Please, can we talk? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I was horrible. Please. The 3 dots appear. He's typing for a long time. My heart is racing. Finally, his message comes through. You meant it. You've been meaning it for weeks with all your little comments. The looking soft thing. The people will think I settled thing. The couples should match thing. You meant all of it. And I was stupid enough to think you were just joking. To give you the benefit of the doubt. To believe you weren't as shallow as you were showing yourself to be. Another message. I loved you at your worst. You couldn't love me at mine. That tells me everything I need to know. Another. Don't contact me again. It's over. We're done. And no amount of apologizing will change the fact that you showed me exactly who you are when things aren't perfect. And I don't want to be with that person. Then, I hope your body makes you happy, since apparently it's more important than relationships or loyalty or basic human decency. Enjoy your six-pack. I hope it keeps you warm at night. And finally, goodbye. I stare at my phone screen, reading and rereading his messages, and I realize this is really it. This is really over. There's no coming back from this. No grand gesture that will fix it. No perfect apology that will undo the damage. I destroyed the best relationship I ever had because I couldn't see past physical appearance. I betrayed the person who saved me because I thought looking good mattered more than being good. I became exactly the kind of person I used to cry about, the kind who judges worth by pounds instead of character. It's been 3 weeks now. 3 weeks since he kicked me out. 3 weeks since I learned the hardest lesson of my life. I still work out, still eat healthy, still maintain the body I worked so hard for. But it feels hollow now. Empty. Like I'm maintaining something that cost me everything. I look good in the mirror. Really good. The best I've ever looked physically. But every time I see my reflection, I think about the look on his face when I told him I wouldn't be seen with him. The hurt, the betrayal, the moment he realized I wasn't who he thought I was. And I feel ugly, genuinely, deeply ugly in a way that has nothing to do with weight or appearance or fitness. Ugly in my soul, ugly in my character, ugly in the way I treated someone who loved me. I saw him once, 2 weeks ago, at the grocery store. He was in the produce section, looking at vegetables, and he looked fine, maybe even good, maybe even like he'd started working out again now that he wasn't spending all his energy taking care of me. I wanted to talk to him, to apologize again, to beg for another chance. But he saw me first, made eye contact, and his face just closed, like shutters coming down, like he was looking at a stranger he had no interest in knowing. He turned and walked away, didn't say a word, just left his cart and walked to a different part of the store to avoid me. That hurt more than anything. The avoidance, the complete lack of interest, the way he looked at me like I was nothing, like I meant nothing, like our entire relationship had been erased. I went home and cried for 3 hours. My friends don't talk to me the same way anymore. They're polite, they still respond to texts. But there's a distance now, a judgment. They know what I did. They know what kind of person I turned out to be, and they're reassessing whether they want that energy in their lives. I'm lonely. Really, genuinely lonely in a way I haven't been since before I met him. Since before, I had someone who understood me, supported me, loved me without conditions. And the worst part, the absolute worst part, is that I did this to myself. This isn't bad luck. This isn't circumstances beyond my control. This isn't the universe being unfair. This is just consequences. Natural, deserved consequences for treating someone terribly. I sometimes try to justify it to myself, try to make myself the victim, try to find ways to blame him. He was being too sensitive. Everyone makes jokes about their partner's weight. I was just being honest. He should have been more understanding. But I can't maintain those justifications anymore. Because I know the truth, I've finally forced myself to see the truth. I was cruel to someone who was kind. I was shallow to someone who was deep. I was judgmental to someone who was accepting. I took the person who built me up and tore him down, and I did it because I forgot, or maybe I never really knew, that the measure of a person has nothing to do with their body and everything to do with their character. He had great character, the kind of character that stayed with someone through their darkest time, the kind of character that encouraged without shaming, the kind of character that loved without conditions. And I had a great body, which turns out to be worth absolutely nothing if your character is terrible. I'm sitting here now, in my apartment, in my workout clothes, looking at my reflection in the mirror, the same activity I was doing when I destroyed everything. And I'm trying to learn from this, trying to become better, not physically. I'm already as good as I'm going to get physically, better as a person, better in the ways that actually matter, better in character and kindness and empathy and basic human decency. But it's too late for him, too late for us, too late to undo what I did. All I can do is make sure I never do it again. Never treat someone else this way. Never forget that the people who love us at our worst deserve to be loved at our best. I lost the best man I ever knew because I cared more about appearances than reality, more about aesthetics than substance, more about being seen with someone good enough than being with someone genuinely good. And I have to live with that every day, every time I look in the mirror, every time I see a couple laughing together, every time I remember what I had and threw away, the body I was so proud of, the one I worked so hard for, the one he helped me achieve, feels like a trophy I won at someone else's expense. And it turns out trophies are cold comfort when you're sleeping alone in an empty apartment, haunted by the memory of the one person who loved you when you needed it most, and who you couldn't love back when he needed the same. I tell this story now, 3 weeks later, sitting alone, still trying to justify myself, and I still struggle to fully admit I was wrong. Because admitting I was wrong means admitting I destroyed the best thing in my life through my own cruelty, and that's a truth I'm still learning to swallow. But at least now I'm trying. At least now I can see, through tears and shame and horrible, crushing regret, what I couldn't see before, that he was right about all of it, and I was wrong about everything.